Hello everyone, welcome back to Pilot Pitstop. So today we are diving into one of the most powerful tool in the Airbus 320 cockpit, which is the MCDU, and we'll walk through the entire setup using a real-world flight plan from Hyderabad to Delhi via the SimBrief. So let's get started. So now to program the MCDU, we need an accurate flight plan, and that's when the SimBrief comes in. So the SimBrief is a professional flight planning tool. It gives us a full operational flight plan, just like the airline dispatchers use. So now let's get into this. So for today's flight, I've already generated a SimBrief flight plan. Our flight number is IND2004 and we'll be flying from Hyderabad to Delhi. This is a very short sector operated by our Airbus 320, and we leave all these in auto. And as you can see, the pilot ID and the captain's name here. Now let's look at our flight plan. So this is going to be taking us from Hyderabad to Delhi, and the ACO codes would be Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra to Victor India Delta Papa. You can also see the ITA codes, which is HYD for Hyderabad and DEL for Delhi. And we're going to be flying in the Airbus 320-200, which is going to be having CFM 56-5B4 engines on it. And the aircraft registration is November 320 Sierra Bravo. We'll be checking all of these once we are back in the cockpit and programming the MCDU. Alright, and then we have our cost index, which is 30. So that's given us a total fuel requirement of 9,233 kilos, and that's gonna get us from Hyderabad to Delhi. And as we scroll down, we're gonna see an alternate route, which is Victor India Alpha Romeo, and we're gonna use this route to get there. And flight level 300 is our cruising altitude, and down here is the most important part. So this is our route information. So this is the actual route we'll be flying to get from Hyderabad to Delhi. So as you can see here, we are going to be taking off from Hyderabad International Airport, runway 27 left, and then we continue this route where we plan to make an ILS approach on runway 09. And that's the flight plan that we have, and now we are going to program this into our MCDU. So here we are back into the cockpit. Now let's program the entire flight plan that I just showed you into the multi-control display unit, which is the MCDU. So let's go. So when we fill the flight plan in the MCDU, we use a sequence, and the acronym is DIFSRIP. So D for data. So when we press data, we get the data page. So before we proceed, let me bring my phone so that we can turn the poster into a functional MCDU. So the DIFSRIP basically stands for the various buttons that we'll go through. So we need this acronym to help us navigate which button we need to use next. So D for data, this would be the data page. And then we have I would be the init A page, and the F would be the flight plan page, and then S is secondary flight plan page, and then we have R, which is the RadNav page. And then there's init B page. So as you can see, two arrows right here, that means there's another page, so you can navigate to that by using the side arrow. So this is the init A page, and then we have the init B page, and then finally P, which is performance. So in the performance page, you can insert your critical V speeds and your takeoff flaps. So this is DIFSRIP. Now let's begin programming using the acronym. Alright, now that we got our SimBrief flight plan sorted and we have introduced the acronym DIFSRIP, in the next part we'll enter the flight plan information into the MCDU. So thanks for watching and see you in the next part.